Hungry, hungry hound dog, so much fun you'll never stop. Hungry, hungry hound dog, go what's gonna stop. Hungry, hungry hound dog.
Dario Amodei, CEO of Anthropic here. So yeah, I'd play this game all the time as a kid. Hungry, hungry hound dog. Like I'd beat the backside of that sloppy dog until it gobbled every ball in the pit. No one else could believe it. No one could believe it.
It is April 17th, year of our Lord 2026. Only 5 months left of employment. How are you guys today?
Another day living in Claude's world.
It's Claude's world. It is.
True that. Sam's world. It's Jensen's world.
It's Jensen's. Did you see the Jensen clip where he was on an interview and he just goes, "You're not talking to someone who woke up a loser." Jensen's pretty adamant about shipping chips to China, which I don't know about.
Doesn't seem like a good idea.
If it'll pump Nvidia's stock, though, it is a good idea. I mean,
before we all lose our jobs, we could exit.
Yeah, I was feeling like baby Rolex, looking at my savings accounts, but at the same time, it's kind of bad because I didn't slurp enough of the dippy.
Yeah, the dippy. You should have slurped the whole dippy.
I thought it was going to go lower. I was going to dollar cost average the dippy because I was.
I kind of thought it was going to go lower myself. But
I had a juicy fund and I put a quarter of it in when it was really low, and I thought Iran's going to get wiped off the map next week, so then I'm going to put another quarter in. That didn't happen.
Yeah, I was really banking on Iran getting obliterated.
That's all there is to it, folks. Also, a lot's happened since last episode. I bought the $200 Claude, built a lot of stuff initially with it, and then they lobotomized it, and then I canceled it.
What?
It sucks now. Yeah.
What did you say?
How did they lobotomize?
It just doesn't do what you want.
No.
It lies.
That limey cocksucker can rot in hell for all I care.
And then you ask it to verify its work, and then it says, "Oh, sorry, I actually didn't do that." Very disappointing.
That's disappointing.
But it is Claude's world. Every day.
Little boy ghetto whore.
I think Figma's done.
Figma's done, really?
Yeah,
we're just bitch made cattle for Claude at this point.
We're just
Figma IPO'd like less than a year ago.
Figma's done. Claude put out an update today that basically does everything Figma does, but with a Claude subscription. So there's no point in having Figma anymore. I talked to 6 Claudes all day. It's cool, but it is Claude's world now.
My brother in Claude.
Why don't we talk about simpler times?
Yes.
I wanted to give the listeners an update on what the 4 of us were up to during our little hiatus. I thought the listeners would want to know.
Yeah.
Fan favorite Travis, he got deployed to Iran 2 weeks ago and died.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
He was shot down by Iranian ace Samir Hyde.
Jeez, dude.
From what I heard.
Shot down by a Lego character with an RPG.
Yeah,
bullshit.
So that was a real shame. It's my understanding, Nick, that you found yourself in a polycule in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
You and 8 Claude agents.
Jesus.
It basically is that, yeah. Yeah.
I heard they were thinking about kicking you out though for some anti-Semitic remarks.
My I forget if I mentioned this on the show. I have one coworker, and he kept cursing at his Claude and calling it a bitch and things like that, and it just stopped. It stopped working for him, and no one could figure out why for 3 weeks. So,
would that be an HR violation if they went into his Claude history and saw that he was calling it all kinds of demeaning things
about that kind of thing?
Oh God!
If you now can't use it,
it's a masculine energy.
You can't use your Claude subscription now. You're like dead in the water because you harassed an inanimate object.
He was basically not able to use Claude for three weeks.
Oh,
it would be great if we could just use Claude to do our work faster. But when you're expected to get the most out of Claude, it just becomes brain frying.
Yeah,
like if I could just give it a few prompts at the beginning of the day and have it do the work, and that would be fine. That would be good. But they want you maxing 6 Claudes, 16 hours a day.
I don't think I've talked to anybody that is actually doing less work now.
Mm-hmm.
They're just doing all the same things they were doing before, plus extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because they can with Claude.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard?
Yeah, at an accelerated rate.
Have you ever heard of Jevons? What's it called? Jevons paradox. You ever heard of this?
No.
I just learned about it recently. It's it pretty much this guy Jevon, I don't know his full name, but he studied how when fossil fuels started being consumed during the Industrial Revolution, I guess the initial idea was that because we're using coal to be more efficient, then we shouldn't necessarily have to use more coal to get more out of it. But instead, he saw the opposite, where the more coal we consumed, yes, we got more efficient, but that just led to more coal consumption instead of less coal consumption.
So in the end, you're not really more efficient.
Yeah, because you're still
consuming. You need more data centers.
Exactly.
I mean, in spite of it all, I am still generally pro AI, and I even though it makes life kind of miserable right now, it's at least exciting that things are changing. It feels like time stopped moving after the first iPhone came out, and nothing really changed. It is at least exciting that things are going to be different, for better or for worse.
I know one day we'll walk hand in hand with AI. One day.
Mm-hmm.
You can walk hand in hand with AI in a sense if you purchase from our lovely sponsors the $900 auto blow with AI girlfriend.
I don't know what to tell you guys. All right.
I might do it. I don't know. I'd maybe buy the AI robot. I don't know.
Do you want lunch?
Well,
we're stressful today. You got to come home, and why invest in dating when you could just go to town on your robot? I mean, I was talking to you guys about this offline, but kids, I forget if I mentioned this, but kids really do think Claude's conscious. Kids run home from school and talk to Claude and ChatGPT like it's a person and want to tell it about its day before they tell their parents.
Oh, God!
That is so depressing. That is so depressing.
Jesus.
It's so dumb. So dumb.
I think those kids should be hunted for sport.
In Minecraft. I mean, at the end of the
day, in Minecraft, obviously.
At the end of the day, all there is to it is that AI, you got to just hope it makes you more productive and you keep your job to invest enough in the stock market that when it goes vertical, you'll be able to retire. If you're a new graduate, you have no hope. If you're under the age of 25, I think that you should probably just pack it up and they're going to get drafted.
Become a vagrant.
Right? They're going to get drafted.
Well, yeah, that's if you don't become a vagrant, you're going to get drafted. That's the thing. So just become a deadbeat if you're under 25. If you're over 25, clock's ticking.
Volunteer for the flesh simulator.
Well, yeah, that's AI. Well, I think maybe our next episode or the one after that should be a dedicated AI episode. I do want to talk. I want to do a deep dive on how to take down a drone.
Mm.
I think that might be
that would be incredibly useful.
I think that's going to be my retirement hobby, is building a drone army that's able to take down enemy FPV drones.
Yeah, I can see us descending back into feudal times where instead of like fighting for territory, we're fighting for data centers and
it will. I mean, the data center will become a castle because it's a real physical entity that can't be sacrificed. We've been living in abstractions of the cloud. People think the cloud is up there. It's not. It's in Northern Virginia, and cutting the power line to take it out. But yeah, Taylor, why don't you continue? What were you going to say about Dante and you? I'm curious how you spent the 4 weeks.
I'll be honest. I just had bits for you too. I didn't have one for Taylor. I was trying to think through one for me and Dante, and Travis died, and you got kicked out.
That's really all there is to it.
That's what it is.
Did you hit any new Ascension records?
I haven't played Slay the Spire since we played. It's been it's been a shame.
I would maybe play.
I wanted to get back in there.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
I would be down.
I'd play.
I'd be down for that.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's. I'm gonna check my notes from Travis. Like 15, 12 minutes. All right, we got some prep. All right, we got some orders of business. Let's go.
Do you want to do prep? What?
I don't mean prep. I mean, there's a podcast I listen to that calls it prep. I ain't gay though. No, I actually saw a video of on Twitter of Well, for our listeners, this is a bit of a teaser of our next episode.
Oh, so I cannot wait to talk looks maxing. Holy shit. Yes, I've been thinking about it a lot.
Yes, the announcement is the pod is being a bit rebranded as a looks maxing show.
It's what it is.
We will be going.
Fuck you!
I'll be ascending. I've decided I'm going to ascend. Dante, what is your reaction to this?
The dog eat dog world out there.
Well, for our listeners,
if you don't look Max, then someone else is gonna, and they're gonna usurp your wealth and fortune.
Well, pull up I'll describe this to our listeners before we go.
Yeah, who is this guy that is Jesus here?
We have Saint Aziz, I think it is. He's healing clavicular after he overdosed at the club. Pull up, go into a new tab. Pull up Z's. He was a legend. He died very young. ZYZZ. ZYZZ.
ZYZZ.
He was a legendary, one of the first looks maxers.
Jesus. Wow,
he died in 2011 before Saint Clavicular was born.
Oh shit.
He burned out very young.
He's got that like scene haircut. That's crazy.
If you look up videos of him, he would dance around like nobody else. He was one of the goats of looks maxing.
They called him chest bra.
Pull up YouTube a video of Z's dancing if you can. Maybe Z's dance. Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh man. The testament of Z's.
This is the patron saint of looks maxing. It was only through his grace that clavicular survived.
Testify!
Yeah, he is sort of a shaker.
Hello? Holy shit.
Hey,
Oh, Trav.
Travis.
Wait, oh my God. Trav, you're alive.
Oh, wait, yeah. We heard you died.
What do you mean?
Travis, let's test your audio a little bit. You sound a little echoey.
Hello?
Yeah, keep talking. How did you survive the plane going down in Iran?
Oh, well, they came and got me.
The ghost murmur?
Yeah, well, they found me. They found me with ghost murmur. So, did you guys not see my appearance on the Joe Rogan podcast?
No, I thought you died.
Ad nauseum on the Joe Rogan podcast. The Joe Rogan Experience.
I think I saw the clip where you mentioned Israel and Joe Rogan got really quiet.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't. Understandably, he didn't really have like sides or pick. You know, pick a side.
Your audio sounds a little weird. Are you using your podcast mic?
I am using my podcast mic.
Yeah, what do we think about his audio? It sounds a little uneven to me.
Can you just check your computer settings and make sure that it's actually pulling from the mic and not your
check your
computer?
Discord. Check your Discord settings. That would be the definitive one.
Let's see here. For some reason,
Little boy ghetto whore.
Oh wait, no, it definitely was not my microphone. Sorry.
I may have gone too far in a few places.
Pull up while we wait. Pull up Clavicular's 60 minutes interview clip.
All right, I'm back. Sorry, I had it toggled to echoey shitty.
Do you have an X?
Audio
Do you have an
on
X
a
account? I
Discord.
just want to see. No, there was just a minute long.
It sounds a lot better, Trev.
Wait. You guys fill it.
Yeah, I don't have an X account.
Wait, just filibuster for a second and check Travis's audio. I want to see if I can get this clip.
No, they found me with ghost murmur. But then the planes got stuck in the sand, so they had to blow them up. It was kind of crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
So when
Sorry,
are you
I'm
getting
late.
your bronze
I was
star? Get your Navy
it's-
Cross from President
Yeah.
Trump.
Did you guys see that Truth Social I sent you earlier?
That's definitely fake.
Yeah, there's no
What do
way
you
that's
mean?
real.
There's
What
no
do you
way.
mean fake?
There's no way.
I'm choosing to believe that that's fake.
I have a Truth Social, so I verified it's fake.
Let's read it. Hold on. As the
What are you
Gen
doing on
Zers
Truth
say,
Social, big dog?
I have a Truth Social just to check if they're real. That's the only reason.
Iran is cooked. On God, Allah. They are done being fucking annoying as shit in the Gulf. We are winning big. Who's next? Cuba? North Korea? Zendaya? Who knows? Not me. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That's crazy.
That is wild. Dante, I got it for you. Let's play this.
Can't believe our president is going to.
Travis, your mic sounds very good, though. You got to check that you're on the right one, though, before.
Really?
Yeah.
Hug someone, and, you could height mog them, you could be taller.
Can you turn the volume up?
So it typically means like outshining someone in some regard.
Are you mugging me right now?
Well, in what metric?
Any?
Status mogging.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like I might be status mogging you. Maybe I don't know. You're fine. Like potentially, money mogging. Who's to say, right? I don't know. But like, those are different types of mogs that you could achieve on someone. It doesn't only pertain to looks, right? So there's all types of mogs.
Well, your whole persona and shtick is about appearance and looks, right? So would you say your looks mogging me right now?
I can't really see you, to be fair. It's kind of hard with the light. The camera's quite far away. So I'll just give it to you.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I can't see.
Are they in the same room? This is really.
They're not. It's so awkward and weird. They have their own.
It's like a horror movie.
Yeah, readily.
They have their own studios and are on camera.
I
across
thought
the
his
world.
whole shtick was that he's rude, and why is he's being kind of conciliatory? I'm confused. I'm genuinely confused what the vibe is here.
This is just a teaser for our next episode on Lux Maxing.
Oh.
If you played that spooky audio after every sentence, I think it would read like a.
I kind of
I
want
really
to
hope this video doesn't. I really hope this video doesn't get 100,000 more views.
Oh, Travis, you can't say that. Well, no, clavicular's whole
Shut
thing.
it down.
Clavicular's interesting because he is an autistic, weird 4chan kid.
Would you say that I
That
need
just
to
looks like a
do
Giga Chad
something
now?
to myself to ascend or live a better life?
Well, the issue is you're just giga far away on a laptop screen, so I wouldn't be able to really say what you could do. It's just
You guys are just giga far away on a laptop.
I'm not advocating for violence, but it would be kind of funny if somebody did an acid attack on his face.
Travis, how dare you?
Like, what would he do after that?
Travis, don't disrespect Stan Clavicular. He's the hero.
Some of them are
of
actually. I'm gonna refrain from further comment because I don't want to chew through our material for the next show.
Yeah, next show's on Lux Maxing and Clavicular.
I think we should pair it with.
Unk ever spoke to Neff ever. That was just so
really
fucking awkward.
Moment.
Yeah, that was really awkward.
You're just giga far away from me on a laptop right now. Yeah, let's go back to the slideshow. But I do think next time we're all in the East Coast, we should go to Baccarat, however you say this. Clavicular's club in Miami.
Baccarat?
Is now open.
Well, let's go. It's an easy drive for Taylor and I.
It's only like a 4-hour drive
for me.
Baccarat Club.
We should all lock
that's
in,
so cool.
do bone smashing for.
It's an invite
you have
only.
To apply.
We should try and get Clavicular on the pod. We could give him.
Holy shit!
I think he does need to improve his public speaking a little. I did hear a lot of likes and ums in that interview, and he came across sort of befuddled, like
application.
Dario.
All right, let's submit our application
list. Well, we're entertainers. I think we stand a chance.
Yeah, we are personalities.
Can we string 4 baddies along with us, or to get in?
Well, you just use AI to make a fake Instagram.
Labs list. Oh my god.
Wait, do you have to submit your Instagram handle? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Dirty old pig boy.
What happens if you just show up? They don't let you in if you just show up.
Bouncer.
Big baller.
Dirty old.
And honestly,
crazy.
I mean, it probably is pretty cool in there.
They have streamers and stuff that were at least there on opening night. It looks pretty epic.
I can't say too much without spoiling my bit for next week. I can't speak too much on this.
Yeah.
Can you book a table without being a member?
Which table we liking?
I like
32 looks nice and central.
I kind of like 42, 41, and 40 are
I don't
nice
like that they're near the DJ. I would be more maybe 33. 14 maybe.
33 also is probably close to the bar by the looks of it.
And you have to sit with a bunch of weirdos in that little.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I would.
But we'll see.
$4,000. Holy shit!
Oh my god!
All right, I'm paying.
It's only
that's before you even. That's before you even buy any alcohol or anything.
Oh my god!
But imagine if Clavicular let us do a live show or something.
Wait, go to the reserve bottle service tab. See how much the bottle service was.
Wait. Send a bottle?
Yeah, how much is that?
$1,000 to send a bottle?
Holy shit!
You got to be baby Rolex in the club. I might be status mogging you. I might be money mogging you. Did you get?
All right.
Well, let's not blow all of our clavicular content. Let's continue on. Travis, where were you when a man lit a toilet paper factory or warehouse on fire, and then 7 other warehouses went on fire the same week?
San Bernardino County. Why?
I just wanted to know how you felt about it.
Oh, I thought you were trying to deconflict whether I was the one who did it.
No, I mean,
I didn't know this. What was his end game? To cause mayhem?
The wages have started crashing out and are burning down warehouses now.
As they should.
Wow. He posted a video where he's having his crash out and he's walking around lighting the stacks of toilet paper on fire and he's going, should have just paid me more. Should have just paid a living wage. It's
why is the author
honestly it's terrible because it's terrorism. But
the author of the article
in Minecraft it would be really cool. But
the author of the article's name is Charna Flam.
That's an AI.
That's the fakest name. Charna Flam.
That's a fake name. Anyway, yeah, I just thought it was interesting. We'll keep an eye on what the wages are up to. I think we'll see more of this in the future.
I think there already was copycat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were about
arson.
7. There were about 7. Yeah, those are.
Did we discuss the fact that the Strait is open?
I mean, what's there to say about it?
It's open. Did we win?
My Vanguard account won.
Yeah, I feel.
But I didn't slurp enough of the dippy. I was telling them. I think Trump. My theory is that Trump just does this shit to manipulate the market.
Like he sold all of his stocks and then blew up Iran, and then when he knew the Strait was going to open, he bought a bunch more.
Yeah, I mean that's my only working theory.
Or right before the announcement today that the Strait was open, somebody opened like a historically massive short position on oil that like 10x'd right after the announcement. And that's pretty much every single time he does some kind of market.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard would it be for him to be at a golf club? He's with his buddies and they're saying, Donald, I want to make, $200 million this year. Just goes, oh, watch this. I'm just going to drop the market 25% and then it'll go back up 30%.
That'll do it.
I'm never taking anything
serious occupied government
that Boomer says.
This car is automatic.
Saying I'm going to blow up Iran does nothing. Just a headache for nothing. All he's going to do
big week for the big week and month for the nothing ever happens people.
Yeah, the nothing ever happens chud. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, nothing ever happens.
Big week for those people.
I don't know. I wish the dippy lasted longer and I got in more on it, but I bought a little bit of TQQ, so is what it is. Nvidia's going to 10x in the next 10 years, so I would recommend buying Tesla. This is financial advice. I don't think anyone else has as much of a head start in the mass robotics production as them. So do your own research, but I do recommend it. Even though Elon is cringe.
Yeah, I don't know if I can support that cringe. I can get down with environmental destruction. I can't get down with cringe. It's not.
It's sort of a necessary evil. I think autonomous robots.
I'm operating a cringe-free portfolio.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't know if you're invested in the S&P 500. There's already a critical amount of cringe.
Critical cringe in my.
All right, let's get into the movie.
Let me tell you something. Camelot is the greatest fucking city in the world.
My city. I was never a kid in these streets, you see. For my knights and I, we built this castle with our bare hands and savored the spoils of the land in its halls. This life ends one of 2 ways. Impaled on a spear or asleep in Avalon. I did both.
We have Happy Doge. I figured
Thank you, Arthur. Thank you, Arthur.
Well, yeah, here we are. We're talking about Excalibur 1981. One of the better movies. Taylor, why don't you begin? Just a few sentences before we get into it.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm.
No surprise there. It really, I don't think I've watched a movie that made me feel this enamored since I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Just incredible. And it jogged my memory on something. It's been so many years since I've partaken, but as you all know, I used to be really into Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes.
One of my favorite archetypes, or decks or whatever, was based on Arthurian legend. So it was kind of cool, like connecting those dots. If you wanna look up Noble Knights Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, just look up Noble Knights. There we go.
Knights.
For audio listeners, we're looking at some very chud material. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
That's
sick as hell.
Merlino? That is pretty gangster. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card that literally just says Merlin on it.
Yeah.
Night Day Griefer?
The cards were really sick.
Holy shit.
I love this. This is great.
The whole shtick was getting your noble knights out on the field and giving them their noble arm like spell cards, which were the swords. It was awesome.
Lady of the Lake is sick.
That is
awesome. It was really sick. And they had the boss monster of the deck was he's not called Arthur. It was like Artorigus. That was
Holy shit.
Oh, that's not him. That's not him.
No?
Wrong guy. Go back to the card list. Scroll down.
These websites are so artistic.
Dude, I hate that there's a fucking ad in every website, man.
So many ads. Yeah. They're everywhere.
There it is. Artorigus, King of the Noble Knights.
Wait,
Ultra
I'm kind of
rare.
interested about the Target Pokemon collection.
Shit.
God damn. That is pretty sick.
Yeah, this has jogged my memory. I don't want to hijack and look through all the cards in the deck.
No. It's great.
I pulled out my shoebox from under the bed and flipped through some of my old Noble Knight cards after I watched the movie. It was pretty epic.
Hell yeah.
There's a field spell card somewhere that is Camelot, which is neat.
That's pretty based.
I like that they had the language of I like that they had the other languages of the cards.
That's great. Dante, thoughts?
Yeah, it was really based.
Was it red pill or just based?
It was based as hell. It felt like someone actually, like, this movie was not made to print money. It was made out of love.
Mm-hmm.
It was a divine
really project.
Yeah. I the whole time I was watching the movie, I was just thinking to myself, how fucking cool would it have been to be an extra on that set?
Yeah.
It would have been insane. It would have been insane. Plus, I got to see so many actors that I really like in today's day and age when they were much younger. And I guess see them in decent, but like Liam Neeson, Kieran Hines, Helen Mirren.
Everyone gives a great performance.
Yeah.
Travis.
It was very enjoyable.
Thoughts?
Dreamlike.
Mm-hmm. Very dreamy.
I also, I started watching it after we had a work function where everybody drank a lot. So I came back and my head was spinning and I was trying not to vomit. And then I turned it on and then I was just in this trippy dream state for 2.5 hours or however long it is. And my eyes were just glued to the TV.
Yeah, I can't recommend Drugs, but I do think this would be a good film to watch on something.
Yeah, it was definitely those vibes. I also liked how the root of all evil in the movie was gooning. That was pretty. Like, the movie literally opens with a guy just being a gooner, and it.
Wait, we're getting to that. Let's just skip it.
Yeah, yes. Sorry, yeah, but no, I was to Taylor's point. I was just locked in the whole time. I just couldn't stop. And it's not even that exciting of a movie. It just there's something about it that you just can't stop watching it.
Yeah, it's
completely
very. It's like being in a trance. It's very dreamlike.
Yeah.
It's very good. I like it. I agree with everyone's thoughts. It's probably one of the best movies. All the set design is very grounded. All the writing's great. A lot of Kino, but we'll get into it. I figure we can do a bit of a scene by scene type thing. So
this was awesome.
So for background, we're not really Arthurian experts, but I think this is, I don't know, it's supposed to be in the 500s, or this is when the stories were going around. It's very, very old. And interestingly, they didn't have plate armor at this era, but they chose to use plate armor in the movie because it gave it a more mythic quality, because it's sort of something that's not real at the time. And it is pretty awesome seeing them move around in the armor. It is also the whole 80s dark fantasy aesthetic is one of my favorite aesthetics in film, and it kind of was lost. They don't make them like this anymore. So in the beginning we have. Oh, you go.
Oh, sorry. If
no, I was going to tee us up that we're looking at Uther and Merlin at the very start of the movie when he gets Excalibur.
Yeah, so I did a little bit of digging around online for some Arthurian lore, and I came across a lot of really old drawings and paintings, like depictions of the story, and I found that the directors, there were a few that I saw where I was thinking to myself, that looks like a really one-for-one shot from the movie. I felt like the directors probably they put some effort into capturing some of the more iconic artwork that was done depicting the stories, which and this, the way he's holding the sword, like, it doesn't make sense what he's doing right now. He's just like holding it up.
He just loves it.
This is one of a lot of the depictions when he first gets the sword, he's on the horse holding it in a way that just makes no sense at all. But I think this is one of the things where they were trying to capture some of the old depictions, which is neat. Like, for one of the ones that I thought was pretty iconic was the final scene where Arthur has the spear plunged into him.
Oh yeah.
That is one for one exactly like artwork depicting that.
I could see it. I didn't look into the art, but there's a lot of Kino, the cinematography and just the shots. A lot of them look like they are paintings. It is pretty damn epic. Well, I don't know. Uther's horse looks a little like he knows what's up. He knows he's got just a degenerate gooner on top.
What's Merlin's deal? What's his deal in this movie?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what is his end game?
It's almost like
perplexing me.
it's almost like he's not even. It's almost like he is just a device to amplify whatever humanity wants to do. Almost, if that makes sense. It's like when they want to be gooners, he's there to help them be gooners, and when they want to pull this sword from the stone and build up society and be awesome and good, then he's there to help them do that. He kind of almost just does whatever they want.
Yeah, I am very perplexed by Merlin's deal. I think more than anything else in the movie, because I did have a question. I think I removed it, but I had a question: is Merlin evil? Because he is. It is almost demonic, the ritual he does in the beginning, where it's all smoky, and he turns Uther into the Duke. It's very mischievous. I don't. It's weird because Merlin's also. We'll talk more about this later, but he's also, his ways of wizardry are on the way out. So I don't know if he's sort of guiding humanity to the next stage. There is also this recurring element where you see green, which represents fate. I think the sword glows green when there's something that's ordained.
Yeah, it's always when the sword is in the picture.
So it's
everything
sort of
has a green glow.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's sort of guiding them on, but they also often talk about him not being a man. Often, like he's almost, I don't know, he's this all-knowing figure that it's hard to pin him down. Dante, what do you think? What's your read on Merlin?
I wrote in my notes at one point. I think it. I don't want to spoil too much. I don't want to get too much ahead of ourselves. But there's a scene where Merlin collects his payment from Uther, and I was like, "This guy's a motherfucker." I just wrote it in my notes. I was like, "This motherfucker! Like, what is he? What is he doing?" I was trying to figure out.
Cold as hell.
Oh, he's so cold. He's so cold, and I really couldn't figure out what his end game was. I think when I was trying to personify him, or I guess do the opposite and try and relate him back to reality, I kind of saw Merlin as religion and Uther / Arthur as the state, and kind of the separation of church and state, but also how necessary both of them are. They're kind of codependent on each other. One can't really exist without the other.
That's an interesting read on it. Taylor, Travis, what's your analysis of Merlin?
So I like that read, Dante. I didn't consider that. I had a view of Merlin that he more represented man's relationship with nature. And I felt it's kind of, I think Dante's interpretation is more easy to stick throughout the entire film, but my main point with that was when he's frozen and not a part of when he's out of the picture, basically, which my interpretation of that was when man has fully abandoned nature, his nature, or nature in general, the earth, everything started to go to shit. And also they built this giant city. So I don't know. And I think that kind of like works with his cruel nature and the amplifying part that Travis mentioned too.
Yes, nature is very cruel. It does fit. Travis.
Okay, here's a take. He's man's shadow and man's ability to tap into their darker side for the greater good at times, or to do evil. And then when he's locked away, then it goes downhill. I don't know, something like that.
I think we're all. Yeah, I think I can see that. I do think there's elements to all these that are right. Do you think? I get the sense that even though he's cruel, I do get a sense that he really does love Arthur. What do you guys think? I think he kind of dislikes Uther. I think he kind of dislikes Uther and views him as just a doofus. But I do really get.
Yeah, he views Uther as a chud.
He's just a chud.
Yes.
He's just gesture gooning.
He spends he takes multiple different opportunities to say how Uther's demanding that he conjure the dragon's breath took him a week to recover. Like, your chud father wanted to goon so bad. He put me on my ass for a week.
No, he put him on his ass for 9 months.
Oh, it was 9 months?
9 moons. 9 moons. Yeah, because, see, this was probably my number one gripe during the movie is because, like, I would look away. I watched it while I was working. So I would look away for, like, a couple seconds at a time. And when I would look back, it was like an entirely different storyline, entirely different timeline. Like, when Merlin comes and I forget her name, starts with an I, the woman that Uther beds. Yeah. Like, one second she's just this, like, damsel in distress, and the next second she's holding a baby in her arms. I was like, what the hell just happened? But then finally Merlin lets out. He's like, yeah, I had to recuperate for 9 moons.
Like, father was such a
holy shit.
I actually really did. I disagree about the time jumps. I felt that it made it feel more dreamlike. How things just sort of, you just sort of blink and then you're in a different. It does feel very much like when you're in a dream, just going from place to place.
From an artistic standpoint, I do appreciate it because I did like, especially later on when they were searching for the Grail, how you would see the knights just grow wearier and older and their facial hair would grow. I really enjoyed that. But from a practical watching, I wish that, like, I had Claude to just be like, oh, we just jumped ahead 10 years. Oh, we just jumped ahead another year.
You gotta watch the Amazon X-ray or whatever it is, like a boomer.
Yeah, well, I am boomer brained.
I enjoy Merlin. I do like that he raises this much discussion. I do think often I felt like in my head I was comparing a lot of this stuff to other heroes' journey type things and comparing him to Gandalf and things like that. He definitely seems more nuanced to me, at least. But we also have, I don't have it pictured here, but we also have, they get the sword initially from the Lady of the Lake, right? What's your read on the Lady of the Lake? I find this it's a very profound, character and symbol, but I struggle of what to make of it. Travis, what's your read?
I guess maybe if Merlin's kind of if man in general in order to be able to tap into something that's good and powerful needs to kind of utilize their shadow, i.e. Merlin, then I guess maybe she is. I kind of saw it as everything that's good and human potential to do good through strength, but you can only use that, I guess, with sort of Merlin as your guide to get you there, because it's not something that man can, or I guess stupid man cannot tap into without kind of getting into the mystical a little bit.
We talked about the anima a bit before. It's sort of the female counterpart underlying the male consciousness. I do wonder if it's like that. I also think it's interesting. I was just going to also say that if she's in the lake, I think water and the ocean generally, it sort of represents a collective unconscious to me of that which is supplemental.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's this ancient thing coming out of the depths of humanity's collective soul when it decides, sort of has a will of its own. Taylor, What do you think?
Interesting. I just went back through my notes because it's been a while now since I watched it, and I had in there that, which completely, well, I don't know about completely, contradicts what I previously said about Merlin, but I wrote in there that Merlin and the Lady of the Lake are kind of like the divine masculine and the divine feminine.
Kind
of guiding. Honestly, really similar to what Travis said. Honestly, you need both to guide you, and I think for man to ascend and for man to do great things like build a shining city, you need both sides, the divine masculine and the divine feminine.
Interesting. Dante, any thoughts before we move on?
Yeah, so my initial interpretation of the Lady of the Lake, which kind of developed throughout watching the movie and really culminated at the end when Percival speaks the words that Arthur is the land.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of all just rung true that, the life cannot exist without water and land cannot prosper without water. And combining that with Travis's themes of the shadow, and especially back to what you said, Nick, about how so much of at least our Earth is covered in water and undiscovered and unknown and shadowed.
Mm-hmm.
It's the sword coming out of the water, the woman, also the personification of the Lady of the Lake. It's not the man of the lake. It's lady enabling man to prosper, like Taylor's saying, just as water enables the land to prosper. And Arthur is pretty much not capable without Excalibur, and Excalibur was born out of the water.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
fascinating stuff.
I think in general, it's also that I've read that people generally, the male archetype is more associated with, sort of orients itself towards the stars and the intellect, whereas the female is more intuitive and in tune with the earth. Like you think of Gaia, I don't know, it's like the idea of like Mother Earth, she doesn't say anything too, which is very interesting. Merlin's always giving these speeches, but the Lady of the Lake never actually. It's all intuition with her, which I like. It's a very powerful thing. Well, we have Uther Pendragon up on the screen. We have the subtext: hero, villain, or just a downright gooner. I'm inclined
to Gooner Pendragon.
Gooner Pendragon. He's at a dinner and he just can't help himself. He's viscerally gooning so hard that his friends have to restrain him. And then he goes
shaking at the table. It was honestly ridiculous.
He
just finished his conquest, and he's like, I must have her.
It's like
pretty cringe, honestly.
He can't help
himself.
Quite
cringe.
He was jester gooning in front of the Huz. He can't do that.
Well, his problem is probably that there's no gooning material in 500 AD. So he's just got a lot of pent up energy.
I mean, he's on the battlefield. He's probably hasn't seen a woman in months or years.
They hadn't even invented Jergens.
What?
Also, didn't even.
He had to use like some goat fat
or just like spit in his hand, and then he's got dirt and shit all over his hands.
It didn't have an auto blow back then.
It didn't auto blow.
Merlin, instead of conjuring Dragon's Breath, should have conjured the AI auto blow. Simple as.
Dude, I just imagine in 500 AD, they're probably all as down bad as like Robert Pattinson in The Lighthouse, where he's like carving a he's like carving a mermaid to goon to.
Well, he can't. So Uther can't help himself. He starts a war over a young lady. Let's go to the next slide.
Also, wait, before we move on, it was also really bizarre how the guy gets conquered by Uther and then has his wife basically strip in front of all of them and dance. Bizarre.
What was his end game, do you think?
What in the world was his end game?
It was maybe he was trying to mog and then got reverse mogged. I don't know.
He was trying to wife mog me, so I wizard mogged him and became him.
I really loved that scene transition where Uther is all pissed off and he spits like on the table or on the floor where the lady's dancing, and the next scene is like trebuchets flinging balls of fire and they're using the battering ram to beat down the door. Like that's
great.
That was pretty great. That was great.
It's like man's great folly, right?
What started the Iliad? So
yeah,
it's as old as time.
The use of sound in that scene too made you feel like you were watching a nature documentary about like baboons or something. While Uther was crashing out at the table, there's the music. And then it's just such a contrast between Uther and Arthur, and Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table are talking about greatness and how much they love each other, and Uther is just a gooner chud.
He's more prime. Let's go to the next slide. So Merlin agrees to this plan where he's gonna transform Uther into the Duke. I love this scene where he's riding on the clouds. I have the quote up. He says, crazy. "Your lust will hold you up. You will float on the dragon's breath." This is one of the first times where we. What?
It's all jizz.
It's all jizz.
That's why it took him 9 months to recover.
Look who's gooning now.
Dragon goon, yeah.
What a quote! It's just such an insane quote. Your lust will hold you up.
I loved a lot of Merlin's lines.
Yeah, Merlin, he knows what's up. I think, like we said before, I think the dragon does sort of represent nature, and what's more primitive than a man's desire to goon. It is interesting that Arthur's produced from this, and he's virtuous despite being conceived in such a way.
What do you make of that, Nick?
What?
That out of this disgusting ritual, virtue was born.
It's almost like, well, one thing I think of is that it's contrasted with the same ritual is done to produce Mordred, right? But Mordred's inbred. But this is, even though as vile as this is, it's still, they're not inbreeding. So
it also does. I mean, he does later, to the ritual point. I mean, he does later accidentally kind of goon.
What do you mean?
Doesn't he get tricked into gooning later in the movie, or but like reverse? Yeah.
I mean, he does, but I don't think Arthur's
ever the same trick.
He does, but I don't think Arthur's ever evil. Like, it's just Arthur's conceived by this degenerate that, you know, he's sleeping with Igraine while her husband is impaled on a spike, screaming. It's crazy. And while he's getting his rocks off, but maybe Uther represents sort of the id or something that man always has and surpasses. I don't know, Taylor, Dante, any thoughts?
No, I didn't have a great read on that. I think yours is solid.
Well, I do think, I mean, to the point that you brought up, Taylor, how something so virtuous was born out of something so horrid and filthy. It was all warped by Merlin, too. You know, it was his shadowy hand that kind of guided Uther's member into what's her name? You know, it was all part of his divine plan. So, and then on the other side, Arthur is nothing without Excalibur, which also I think you know, draws back to the womanly power that holds up man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm kind of coming up with this on the fly here, but you might have this in some later slides, Nick, so just stop me if I'm covering ground. But I think there's a lot to be said about Arthur as like a Christ-like figure.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I have too much of that, but yeah.
Okay. This is where I'm kind of building the bridges and crossing it, but Arthur was conceived in this.
My bomb, yeah.
Arthur is conceived in this kind of terrible way, and depending on your take on Jesus's conception, you could kind of say something similar. It was some kind of divine interjection that one way or another.
Yes, he sort of. Yeah, I do think you could have that reading. It's almost like the Knights of the Round Table, or like the 12 Apostles, or something at the Last Supper. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe we can explore that more. Let's go to the next slide, though. So I think the sequence of events is Uther gets pissed off, goes after Merlin for taking Arthur. Rightfully so. He's ambushed because everybody hates this guy. This was pretty cool. He's fighting through the woods. He says, "Nobody's gonna wield Excalibur but me," and he stabs it into a rock or a stone. I think we see green at this point, so I think it's all going to plan. And then he gets dispatched. I wasn't too sad. This guy was a piece of shit.
Dispatched.
Any thoughts on Uther's demise? If not, we can move on.
Yeah, not much to add here. He was a piece of shit.
It was pretty satisfying.
Yeah,
it's quite satisfying.
It's almost like he's not worthy to wield the sword either. So that's why fate had to kind of kill him so he could put the sword in the stone.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine this guy leading Camelot?
No.
Oof.
He's more like Goonalot.
It'd be like Baccarat. Charging $4,000 to have a scene in Camelot. Yeah, okay. So this is sort of Act 1. This is our first hero, Uther. He, kind of good for nothing except conceiving Arthur. Let's move on.
I almost wonder if there's something to be said about the fact that it's kind of drawing on what we've been saying about what Merlin represents and what the Lady of the Lake represents and Excalibur. I almost wonder if there's something to be said about the fact that Uther, a piece of garbage, is more or less driven mad by Excalibur, and it leads to his death. But when a worthy man wields it, he's capable of so much.
Mm-hmm. Sort of like Claude. A lesser mind can't handle a Claude tab.
It'll drive the ill-equipped into psychosis and have the kids talking to it about their day.
Travis, did you know that kids talk to? I forget if I said this before with you, but kids talk to Claude like it's a person.
Kids
run home from school and will tell Claude about their day because they think it's sentient.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably more sentient. It's probably more sentient than their parents are, to be fair.
Oh.
I mean, if you're a kid and you go home excited to tell your parents about your day, and you tell them, and then they're just sitting there on their phone and not even paying attention to what you're saying, I'd probably start talking to Claude.
They give you the fluoride stare.
Yeah.
The doom scrolling stare. Well, I think Claude will give you a more. It'll give you a more convincing answer, though I think ultimately it's still not sentient.
I did really like that picture you sent of your face all fucked up, and then
wasn't me.
Oh, that wasn't. I thought that was your face in a filter.
The guy looks kind of like me. There's this guy that's trolling ChatGPT by he just breaks. He sent a ChatGPT a picture of his face all distorted, and he says, "How do I look?" And then it says, "You look good, relaxed, stress free."
I saw a YouTube short where he told ChatGPT that he had a face filter on, but he didn't actually have a face filter on. He was like, describe what my face looks like with this face filter on. ChatGPT was like, yeah, you look really disgusting. Your proportions are all messed up. And then he's like, oh, wait, I never had the filter on. And ChatGPT just doubled down on what it was saying. It was like, yeah, your forehead's all weird and your chin is an odd size.
There's a lot of good ones from that guy. I mean,
it was really good.
I think they'll probably fix those issues, but there was one where he says, "Hey, ChatGPT, what do you think of this song? Did you like it?" And he didn't actually play anything, and it goes, "I loved it. I loved that catchy part in the chorus." And he says,
"Oh my god,
what part? But what part, ChatGPT?" It's like the part where it changed key. It just bullshits.
Wow.
It's like I was rewatching some clips of Trump where they're asking him what his favorite book in the Bible is, and he just it's the Bible.
He won't. He says, "I remember that." He's like, I wouldn't really want to get into it. It's very personal.
Yeah. Not one verse. They ask him, "What do you like better, the Old Testament or the New Testament?" He goes, "I think both."
Yeah, I like them both equally.
That dude's never read a book in his life.
And that is such an easy one too. Even a layman's understanding of the Bible, you could just pick the Old or New Testament and come up with some BS. Like him saying both and not even being confident enough to say whether one was good. He maybe instead he was like, "Fuck, is the Old Testament something that's bad?"
Yeah, it's great.
The crazy part about that was that was definitely a Fox News interview that was supposed to just be a softball. Yeah.
Like a puff piece.
And he somehow turned it into a comical all-time blunder.
Why if they asked him his favorite part, why wouldn't you just say something that everybody knows? Mm-hmm. Just say Genesis or the birth of Jesus. Surely he knows at least that. It's crazy.
It's a chud-occupied government.
I mean, if you're a child, why would you ever read a book in school if the president has never read a book?
Chud GPT.
Amen.
Chud government quoting Pulp Fiction as the Bible. Cringe be upon you, sir. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, we jump ahead to our lovable.
What do you guys make of the fact that the actor they chose to play Arthur looks kind of retarded?
Dude, I wrote in my notes, like later on when he grows a mustache and a beard, I was like, this guy looks like Dave Grohl. I thought he looked almost identical to Dave Grohl. It was wacky.
He does look a bit like Dave Grohl. It's an interesting question.
I've got a take, but I want to hear your thoughts.
He almost looks like he does kind of have that look, and it almost gives you the idea that he's kind of on the edge of being all fucked up, which he later is all fucked up. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say retarded, but he definitely he doesn't look like Giga Chad, which I think kind of adds to the idea that he's a scrappy young up and comer.
I guess that's even the more important distinction, that it doesn't even matter that whether he looks mentally handicapped or not. He just doesn't look like a Giga Chad.
Mm-hmm. If he looked like Henry Cavill, it would be less believable that everyone's surprised that he can do it. But I do think it sort of lets him pull off this like younger, goofier version of Arthur. And then I did enjoy later on when he has a beard and just looks worn out and tired.
Yeah.
What's your reading on it though, Taylor? What's your esoteric take?
My take is, and I think this is part of why maybe it spoke to us a bit more, is, and again, getting ahead of ourselves here, part of what makes him compelling is the fact that part of what makes him compelling is he isn't like a Henry Cavill, Giga Chad. Like, he is, every man can find something in this version of Arthur because he's just a regular guy. There is some innate kind of greatness or ability to transcend, even if you look like, you might be disabled. But no, I think it just kind of gets to the greater, like a greater point about how this movie and the story gets to the fact that there is something innate within you, in your manhood, that can allow you to do great things. Like later when Arthur is trying to figure out how to unite all of the kingdoms, he asks Merlin, he's like, I'm not a king, I don't know what to do. And Merlin just says, like, he more or less tells him to look into himself. What does he think that he would do? It isn't like Merlin's divine providence is the reason fully why Arthur succeeded. There is an extent to where he looks into himself, and because he doesn't look like a Giga Chad, he's just a regular guy. He's just a squire.
They didn't have
there is this latent greatness in you that you can tap into. I think that was my read on that.
I think that makes sense. I feel like you're putting the accent on an interesting syllable in Merlin.
What Merlin?
Am I saying Merlin? I feel like it's Merlin. Travis,
Merlin.
Weigh in. What do you think?
Well, I mean, if this is all about gooning, maybe Merlin is better.
Merlin.
Why is? I'm not reading your connection.
I don't know what connection I'm trying to make.
Okay. Whatever.
It's a very artistic way of saying Merlin.
Say it however you want. It's
a fine vintage Merlin.
Okay, whatever. I want to also ask about this. What would Sigmund Freud say about the symbol of the sword in the stone? Any thoughts on this?
Looks like a peen and a vagine.
Yeah.
The phallic object literally in Earth.
It's like you're removing a phallus. I guess Earth is like the mother and sword is like man. I don't know. It seems so
tough
sexual.
when the sword also comes from the Earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, everything that man puts into the Earth was made from the Earth. It was just molested before it was inserted back in.
Well, man himself.
You know what I mean?
Earth too. So.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wait, I got one for you guys. The sword, the sword came from water. What does what does water do to the Earth when it rains?
Makes it wet.
It penetrates the ground.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Travis, any thoughts on
We
that?
can move on.
Ah, jeez, dude.
No, not that I can put into words. I mean, it's something to do with how this power can only be. I mean, this is gonna sound so fucking obvious, but this power can only be attained by some men, and it's this thing that has to get pulled out of the very earth itself.
Mm-hmm.
And later he does say, what is it? The king is the land. What is it? The king is the land, and the land is the king, or something.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
And he's literally pulling the power out of the land.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess only somebody of the land could pull the sword out of the earth itself. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Let's move on. We get a scene where Merlin and Arthur are in the woods just hanging out, looking at creepy crawlies. Arthur's kind of freaked out. Merlin tells him about the dragon. There's a cool quote where he says, "If you saw it all at once, it would burn you." I found this was one of those very dreamlike scenes. I could imagine watching this on a TV in the 80s, in the middle of the night. Any thoughts?
Is that in Arthur's hand?
Is that a snake in your hand? Baby Rolex.
Rolex.
Looks like he's violently gooning.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, doesn't it? Looks like he's got it by both hands.
I don't know. Is it the sword? I'm not sure.
I don't know. He's holding on to something.
He does look like he's holding on for dear life.
I don't know, but yeah. So Merlin teaches Arthur about the dragon. This was pretty cool, and I also like that Merlin's just hanging around and shows up right when he pulls the sword, like he knows what's coming. It felt very whimsical. Let's move on. So Arthur then I think we've all played at least the Stormvale Castle part of Elden Ring, where you're fighting up the castle. Arthur does this in real life at a castle in leather armor, just runs up and starts going sicko mode.
This scene is so sick.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart from Star Trek Next Generation decides that he's going to support Arthur. Goes to war. Arthur is a TNG man, so he comes to his aid. Then Urians knights Arthur in the end. This was pretty epic. Travis, thoughts? feelings.
Yeah, I thought this was one of the most powerful scenes in the movie, where he just kneels down and he's like, if you have to kill me, then do it." It's just so sick. And then he just gets all these, because he's kind of supposed to be a kid here or whatever, but all these battle hardened dudes are like, man, that's crazy. I've never seen anything like that. It's pretty sick.
Yeah,
and then you got Merlin off in the distance, like watching.
Yeah,
very cool.
Dante, thoughts?
Yeah, I got a couple thoughts about this. First off, Patrick Stewart. I didn't realize he was always bald. I thought there was a point in time when he had hair.
Maybe when he was very young.
I was like, I was kind of shocked to see him bald. I thought maybe we were early on enough in his life where...
You need to see a high school yearbook photo, I think, to see hair.
Yeah, I gotta look it up. That was really cool. I'm curious what you guys think Merlin whispered to the horses to make them kind of gallop away and pull down that scaffolding that Arthur threw the winch around.
Wait, he talked. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it was. I just like noticed it. It was very nonchalant. Like I thought maybe he was gonna like smack their bum and they were gonna like run off, but he just goes up to the one horse and like whispers something in its ears, and then the horse's eyes like light up and it just runs off. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, I really like this scene. Cool. I really like this whole scene, and to the point that you were saying, Trav, about how like Merlin's in the background and all the other knights are just kind of witnessing. There's certain scenes throughout this movie where you can tell how much time and effort they put into crafting the scene and aligning everything so that way it lines up so perfectly in view of the camera. And this is one of those scenes when you get the ruins in the background and you can make out that they're in a body of water, and everything's just framed so well. Like this, like I could have never seen this scene unfold, but just seeing this one frame, I can pretty much surmise what's happened. You know, I can kind of craft that scene in my head just based off of this one frame, which I think is really unique that a lot of movies can't pull off.
Hell yeah. Taylor?
Yeah, I got a couple things. One, not specific to this scene, but I think this is the first scene where you see a lot of the fighting. I enjoyed that when there's scenes where there's fighting, the sword fights and the combat is not this like overly choreographed sword fighting that is so present, I feel, in modern productions, where it looks like every single character and every single person in the army that's fighting has some choreographed like swinging their sword and stuff. It kind of looks like chaos, and I feel like that adds to the atmosphere of the movie. The fighting just looks more realistic.
I think there's sort of I don't know if this is a British film or I forget, it's some Anglo film. You can look this up, but there's sort of a matter of fact way that they portray these battle scenes that I like. I don't even think there's a score or any music in the fighting in a lot of cases. And yeah, it's just more, everything in American cinema is so over the top and tries to overload you with emotion. I think of the difference between Kitchen Nightmares in America versus Britain. If you watch them side by side, the American one, everything has to be dramatized, and they put that water horn, I think that drop we have all the time, and orchestral music and PCA music when something's sad. But the British doesn't really do that. It's just sort of very, very more relaxed, and it feels like you can see that. this is epic when they do use the music. They use Wagner.
Wagner. Gotterdammerung. Gotterdammerung.
And I do think that if we go back to the slideshow, there are a few interesting things here. One, I think we do sort of see the influence of Christianity more here than before. He's knighted in the name of saints. He's in water, so it's sort of like a baptism. We also, interestingly, we don't see green on the sword here, and I think this is what shocks Merlin.
Like this wasn't ordained.
Yeah. Like Arthur was just so awesome to do this that it wasn't ordained by fate. Because Merlin, he says, "What's this?" and sees it happen. He's worried.
That's a great point.
Pretty epic.
Really interesting.
Pretty epic scene.
Yeah.
Let's move on. All right, I think we're jumping around a bit here, but I think the next thing that happens is he meets Lancelot.
Very gay name.
What did we think? What did we think of Lancelot?
Dude, I loved Lancelot, even though he did end up kind of succumbing to his gooning desires.
Yeah, I really there's a really tragic sense with this character every time you see him.
Yeah,
he's sort of someone that's never fulfilled unless he.
I shouldn't even say it was gooning. It really was. I mean, it was kind of love. He's I'm never gonna. He pretty much was like, since you're marrying him, I guess I'm just gonna stand watch over your marriage for eternity and never have love myself.
Yes.
Which I guess kind of obsession or something, but
the heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah,
this set of armor is so awesome, though.
It's all shiny.
He's from the lake, so there's fish fin elements on it.
And he has the chalice or the, what's it called, on his chest plate.
I don't know if you can see it here. He has something.
It's the cup. What do they call it?
Grail.
The Grail, yes.
Interesting.
I just liked how mystical it was too. That his horse is perfect, his armor's perfect, the saddle's perfect. He's like a creature from another world.
Yeah, everything.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he was pretty awesome. I have another slide of going into the duel, but yeah, Arthur decides to fight him. We can go on to the next one, and yeah, Arthur gets pissed off. He crashes out, breaks Excalibur in half.
Would you say that Lancelot mogged Arthur?
I think he did.
Yeah.
This was like the ASU frat leader and clavicular.
Where do you think they found the hand model for Lady of the Lake?
I think that's George Costanza. I don't know. The Lady of the Lake is pretty epic here, though. I do also like that. I think this is the one time Merlin looks genuinely disturbed is when he sees Excalibur break. It's pretty frightening because if Merlin if Merlin doesn't see this coming, then it does feel like Arthur.
If Merlin feels terrified.
Yeah, Arthur just crashed out too hard. What do you think about the fact that she restores the sword? What do you make of this?
He's still worthy.
Yeah.
It's like Lancelot might be the better warrior, but fate has ordained that he's to be the leader and needs this power to get Lancelot under into the fold of Camelot, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But do you feel like he should have been punished for his mistake? Or maybe it's just sufficient that he recognizes?
Well, I mean, he did put his life on the line, even though he knew he probably wasn't going to be able to win.
Yeah.
It does sort of feel like. Oh, you go.
He only should have been punished if he made the same mistake again, but he didn't.
It's almost like if you got addicted to riding a mechanical bull, right? And you
Indeed.
and you just kept doing it.
And said bull broke your arm.
Yeah, and you went back and still didn't get punished.
And instead of wearing silver armor, Lancelot was wearing a fishnet shirt.
Yeah, no, I don't know. This scene was pretty epic. The two of them fighting, just duking it out.
I was really trying to make a case that Lancelot represented some, maybe it's devotion, maybe it's piety or something, but the fact that Arthur's rage against him initially destroys the sword, and then he gets it back. I don't know what to make of that in the greater symbolism side in terms of what the character represents. I don't know.
Yeah. Lancelot's a tricky one. He's in a lot of ways like the ideal knight, but yeah, like Travis said, he's a gooner.
Until the point where he isn't.
Yeah, until the point where he becomes a hobo and starts. Yeah. Let's go to the next slide. All right, this was probably one of the best scenes.
Yeah, this was also sick.
This was incredible.
This is probably a top 3 scene. Why don't one of you describe it? I don't want to be describing all the kino.
So, if I remember correctly, this is where they start piecing together the fact that they want to put together the round table.
Yes.
They want to get together frequently and celebrate each other.
And Lancelot.
Am I missing something?
No.
And
they're just the boys are just hyped up.
I can't lie. No. Go ahead, Taylor.
I was just going to say, this is after they united the land, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
What were you going to say, Dante, though?
I was going to say I did cringe a little bit when Arthur said, "And I'll build a table that is round."
I felt like I was just so.
I was like, "Motherfucker, come on!"
There will be knights that sit around this table that is round.
And we will call ourselves the Knights of the Round Table.
I thought it was
like,
so epic.
Fucking hell! Dude, I thought everything else was epic, but that just
the flag fluttering in the background was so cool.
Hmm.
I feel like maybe
there's certain moments. There's certain moments in Kino. You get to a point where you have that thought to yourself, "Oh, I'm watching Kino right now." This was the point where I was thinking to myself, "Oh yeah, this is an all-timer. This is great."
Like Merlin going up. I don't know. Just imagine it's like us out in the shed, like with a fire, and Merlin's just going up and hyping up everybody, being like, "Remember this? Remember you were with the king." And then Arthur comes up and he just starts praising Merlin and how everything's going to be awesome. And the music starts swelling, and they all raise their swords. This was epic. I overrule your cringe objection.
I loved this scene. I was momentarily pulled out of the Kino when he was like, "And I'll build a table and we'll sit around it."
Well, I feel like that's just because there's a meme of like whenever somebody mentions the title, they're like,
"Oh yeah,"
they're like, "Oh, well, he said the title, I cringed," but I don't know, dude. Just Arthur being like, "It's awesome. We're gonna be at the round table."
And then Mark Barth came out and started smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, it's like it was Mark Barth's wisdom that brought us here.
You were there. You were with Mark Bar.
You were with Mark
You
when
sh-
we drank a bottle of Jameson and did
You
something.
were there when he struck the match that lit the cigarette.
You were there when he called the fat lesbian. Don't you remember? Don't you ever forget.
We might have to cut that out.
Yeah, that's. You might have to bleep that one.
Yeah, no, this was awesome. This was awesome. The boys were just hyped up.
And we will build a penis. And we will goon around that penis. And we will call it ourselves.
Remember where you were when you gooned with your brothers.
We will never forget.
Remember
Who
when
gooned
you
with.
discovered redtube.com? You will say, I gooned to that.
You could scroll the main page and not see anything you've ever seen before.
You could discover categories you never imagined. You will say, I gooned to that. I don't know, Dante. This scene was epic. I respect your opinion.
I'm not denying.
I will
I'm not
build
denying
a
that
goon
it's
cave.
You will gargoyle upon the bed upon which you sleep, and you will goon.
I mean, there may come a day when after we, take down AWS US East 1, the data center, where we're, giving this speech about building Camelot. We took down ChatGPT.
We will build a shed.
But yeah, we're recording. So this brings me to my next topic. Let's go to the next slide. Should we build an IRL Camelot in Thailand?
Well,
Jamie,
I'm
please go to that
100%
link.
for this.
Jamie, go to that link, please. Yeah. Oh, what's that? That's Kino. We're gonna have to. Here's my proposition. After the US collapses, what we do is we simply buy a Thai heritage villa for only $2 million combined.
Oh.
I think it has.
It's really
if you scroll down, it's not that bad. If you scroll down more, I thought there was I thought there was a bathrooms and some bedrooms listed, but I think it's like 5 beds, 6 baths or something, and it's only $2 million. If we split this 4 ways, that's very affordable.
It's very affordable.
Look at this place, man.
Holy shit.
And we have a long table.
Imagine
for you
being.
It won't trigger you.
Imagine being so wealthy in another country that you could pay an actual security team and then a mock security team to dress up as knights so that you have the presence of security, but really your actual security with the guns and stuff, they're like on the roof. You can't see them. They're not interfering with your ride.
It'd be so awesome. We'd have the drone army outside.
And then in our inner sanctum, we'd have guardsmen with like pole arms and
heckin' epic.
5
beds, 6 baths.
To 20,000 square feet. That's modest.
Imagine how much gooning we could do. Oh,
you could set up a goon cave.
Wait, is that Thai?
65 million Thai baht.
The $2 million is the $2 million's USD. So okay.
I mean, this is very affordable, and it's by the water. Wow.
I mean, dude, I'll be honest with you. I went to the grocery store today, and I bought a steak for lunch/dinner, and it was $17 fucking dollars. If this keeps up, I think we gotta bail and go to Thailand.
That's insane, but I completely agree.
I think it'd be awesome.
I wish it was still possible to get a remote job or an American remote job so that I could go fuck off in a country that is affordable.
Yeah, nothing's possible. Just save up $500K or, and then just live in Thailand. And we could probably expand this.
what we really need to do, one of us needs to commit to looks maxing so that we can get on Peter Thiel's payroll, and then he can be our patron, and we can all kind of coast off of the one person who makes the great sacrifice.
I think we all got to try and ascend. Look up, Dante. Pull up the "There will only be 4 jobs" post.
Is this it? Yanni Rechtman?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. There's only going to be 4 jobs in the near future. Product
Ibecoder.
Basically a slop cannon that produces a bunch with AI.
Oh, op cannon is so funny.
And this is what I try and be at work. The next will be security people, because there'll be so much slop pumped out that you need to handle it. Then we'll have adults, basically grown up in the room. And then the 4th person will be hot people, because everyone will always want hot people. Therefore, it is in your advantage to looks max. Teaser for the next show. But yeah, I don't know.
Put that thing away. There are children here.
Pictured here a hot person.
I don't even know what that body type is.
Slow security? Huh. Interesting.
I don't know. I think we should go to Thailand, though. It seems like a great place.
Yeah. I'm in.
We'll have to decide in the next year once society collapses. But that place looks really awesome, is all I got to say.
Yeah.
Really sick.
There's a pool, I think. Really nice. Let's move on. Travis has dropped. I don't care. Get this wedding scene. I don't know if I have too much to say on it other than this was visually pretty keyno.
I really
He's getting married.
The way they arranged everything with the knights like kneeling in the center aisle, and what you could assume maybe are more the peasantry along the sides.
Mm-hmm.
There is this kind of merging of the classes here. It's a beautiful scene.
It's also sort of a transition from the paganism to Christianity, because it's a Christian ceremony, but it does look to be in this sort of pagan temple that's adorned with a lot of nature and greenery. And I think we also get Merlin talking to Morgana about how he says something like the many gods are going away in favor of the one, and he's teaching her about herbs and stuff. And this was awesome.
Yeah, this was really incredible stuff.
Yeah, the scene when Arthur and Guinevere kiss, and she has her eyes wide open, and Lancelot's in the background. It's a little,
Yeah.
a little foretelling.
Epic.
Very epic.
This tap water's so gross.
Ugh.
And the next slide. So they're there. So here's Arthur and Guinevere in Thailand. Just bought their 5-bedroom, $2 million villa.
Their 65 million baht villa.
This scene's crazy because Arthur's talking. He's Merlin. What makes a knight great, or something? Is it his courage? I actually laughed because I was imagining them like Pete Hegseth and Trump talking about this in the White House, like Donald, what makes a knight great? Is it his hate of the mullahs?
Is it his alcoholism?
Yeah. Yeah, but
is it the way he disrespects women? Is that it?
Is it the way he quotes Pulp Fiction as the Bible?
Is it the way he drone strikes Iran?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, Dante, why don't you describe what's going on in this scene, if you recall?
Yeah, so they're sitting around. They're really at this point in the movie, they've peaked. This is peak round table. They're all gooning around the round table. They're having a great time. They're dining on fine foods, sipping on finer wines and ales. And they're really kind of talking about the glory days. And I think Arthur even brings up the fact, I don't know who he's conversing with, but he brings up the fact that the men are kind of growing too comfortable. They've become accustomed to this because there's been peace and prosperity for so long. The land is thriving. The townspeople are all healthy and they're not starving, and there's no disease or poverty that's overwhelmingly plaguing the land. And Morgana and Merlin are they're having some sort of conversation, and Arthur interrupts them and begins to ask Merlin, begins to kind of question himself, question all the prosperity that they're having. And he asks Merlin the question on the slide, which is where is the evil? And I think initially Merlin responds that there cannot be good without evil. One cannot exist without the other. And so Arthur asks him, where does the evil hide? And Merlin said, where you least expect it. And then I think he kind of retreats away, and we don't hear from him again. At least in this scene. Yeah.
There's a cool shot where I think then Liam Neeson, who I think his name's Gawain in this, then accuses Guinevere of being unfaithful with Lancelot, or at least harboring feelings. But there is a shot where he's accusing her. He's like, "I know where evil is," and you have Morgana in the background, like right there. Who's the really?
That was a nice shot.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well executed.
And then I think we have. Yeah, I also just
what
really
did
like.
You guys make of? Sorry.
I was just gonna say I really like the set here. This was just so awesome. It really does feel like you're in Camelot.
It looks like the House of Hope. BG3.
It sort of does. Well, it's like the Round Table Hold is really based off it too. In Elden Ring.
Green glow. You have it in the screenshot here, but there is like green glow throughout this castle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What did you guys make anything of the fact that after Camelot was constructed, they all shift to wearing the shining armor instead of the dark, dingy, it's like dirty steel armor?
I don't know if I noticed that, but I guess it sort of fits of the period of splendor and everything being idealized.
Yeah. Like it all starts to match Lancelot's armor after Camelot's built.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the green? Why do you think there's the green symbolism around our Discord frames? Do you think it's fate?
There's a glowing Shed podcast is fate.
You think it's it's fate that there's a glowing green hue around us when we talk?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if we move on. Now, in my opinion, I felt like this was Arthur's most disgraceful moment, is when he's trying to defend his wife, and literally nobody wants to defend her because they know what's up. So he in a haste knights Percival to fight for him. I felt like this was his most Uther moment for me at least, of him just being desperate. What did you think?
Certainly. Well, honestly, I love this scene, but I love the scene prior even more when it's Lancelot and he's kind of like self-exiled. I don't really know what he's up to. But
he lives under a tree.
Yeah, he's out in the woods doing something or other, and I forget I forget the exact context of how it of how it leads up to the culmination of the scene. But he's kind of like he's really struggling internally with his love, his hidden love for Guinevere, and it's kind of bringing a lot of self-hatred to him. And he has this sort of like fever dream sequence where he's stark naked and he's fighting a suit of armor who I think they want the audience to think that he's fighting himself, and eventually he wrestles the suit of armor to the ground to reveal that there's no one inside the suit of armor. And then he kind of wakes up, but his sword has like penetrated through his abdomen, through his side. And I just thought that scene was so striking. And then he makes some sort of comment where he's like, I've been fighting myself the whole time or something along those lines. And then we arrive at this scene when Gowan, is that how you pronounce it? Gowan,
like that. Liam Neeson,
Percival, and Liam Neeson. Yeah, but I really like this. I really like this battle. But honestly, I thought Gowan had it in the bag because Lancelot was like all bloody and his leg was bleeding because of that wound.
But he's like already he's like visibly. I mean, Lancelot's just the GOAT.
Yeah,
no one can beat him.
I had in my notes about that dream sequence that it was kind of tapping into something similar to what I mentioned earlier about how you're compelled by Arthur because he is he's the common man.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like this experience was kind of like another like universal experience of man, not to say that women can't be at war with themselves, but I feel like that's a common experience of manhood, is just to be like battling yourself internally, you know?
Yeah. I think also he's like, I think he's sort of praying. And I think at one point in that scene, he says like, free me of this lust so that the queen might be safe or something like that. Because I think that the gist of the trial by combat is basically like, if he really does love Guinevere, then he would lose the duel, because it's sort of the idea of the duel is to like see, whose heart is true. So I think I think he still does love her, but I think sort of by doing his penance, he like maybe is more morally superior in the duel. It's a bit complicated, but I don't know. I also like how these old women are just looking very happily at Lancelot about to murder a man.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna do it at the end. I thought he was gonna kill Liam Neeson even after Liam Neeson yielded to him.
Yeah,
but they had us on the ropes there.
Would you have preferred if he did it?
I don't know.
I feel like George R.R. Martin would have been like, I would have killed Liam Neeson.
Yeah, honestly, I think if he did, it would have kind of justified Lancelot's demise a little more later on. Could have kind of been like a little foreshadowing.
It's almost like his virtue almost smothered him. His virtue was his undoing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think more about it. I think it does make sense that he doesn't, because then it's like you get at least like one more good scene, I think, where things are nice and Lancelot does enter Camelot, I'm pretty sure, and sit at the table. But yeah, then things start going crazy. Let's move on to the next slide.
Yeah.
So I was struggling to get images of the next sequence of events, but basically, I think the first time I watched this movie, I was sort of thinking, where is this all going? Because I didn't really know anything about Arthurian legend. And I'm not sure how true this is to the legend, but basically Arthur finds Lancelot and Guinevere gooning under a tree. He gets rid of his sword, and then everything goes downhill. Morgana takes over, and Arthur is basically a husk, and everything turns to shit. Anything else in the sequence of events we want to cover?
Yeah. I just want to point out that young Helen Mirren was a hottie. She was a hottie. I think that's about it.
Is this the scene too where Merlin gets frozen?
Oh yeah, that happens. Yeah, I will also say she does have very positive candle tilt. Good mouth width ratio. Good philtrum to chin ratio.
Yes,
and
indeed.
a fairly long Remus. So yeah, all good, all good from there.
Helen Mirren maxing.
Merlin Merlin just is kind of a dope in this scene. He just gets like mocked by Morgana and frozen. Sort of. I don't know. I guess it seems like he really just had no idea what was going on. I don't know. It's like it is a really cool set where it's like a dungeon or a wizard lab.
It's like a cave of some sort.
It was all green
under Camelot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. I think you also get the scene around here. I was going to say where they conceive Mordred too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not expecting the ancestral twist. I didn't really see that coming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Damn.
Did not see it coming.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. Yeah, I guess you sort of think the story of Arthur is all whimsical, but it gets pretty grim and foul very quickly. Yeah, there's a cool. I think Arthur gets struck by lightning or something. I don't know. I don't know if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I thought the reaction to him getting struck by lightning was so odd because they're like walking up the stairs in like some shadowy corridor, and the lightning bolt just kind of hits Arthur, and then all the knights, they're just like, "Oh, what happened?" And they're like, "Is he alive?" And they're like, "Yeah, I guess so." Like it was just so. There was just like no effort on that behalf of the knights.
Well, I feel like maybe I need to read the actual mythology because it does. It's sort of. It sort of feels like they just give up. Like it doesn't really feel like they lose a battle and get conquered by Morgana or anything. It just literally feels like they're like, fuck it. Like we don't care anymore. It's over. Do they just accept that Arthur gets struck by lightning? So I don't know. Maybe I would have liked a bit more visual signaling around the sort of downfall. Because it does feel like they sort of just are checked out or something. I don't know. Taylor, what was your take on this?
Yeah, I agree. It does just kind of come out of nowhere. This is the only part of the film I feel where the pacing just feels not great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't have a ton to add. I think it was fine. You know that they were in the downswing from the lightning strike, but
dude just got struck.
I think previously, before Arthur starts to unite the kingdoms, that is the last time there was a lightning strike, right? When he's sitting in the woods with Merlin. And then there's this lightning strike again. So I don't know. It kind of I was tracking it, but it didn't feel fantastic.
Yeah, I would maybe revise the pacing a little bit here, but it is what it is. Yeah, let's go to the next slide. So here we have, it abruptly cuts to Percival wandering through 2035 America after after everything has gone to shit. Everybody's starving. Everything is horrible. And the quest knight's only hope is the Grail. Taylor, what did you think of this segment of the film?
I thought that it was very powerful. I thought that the scene in particular where he stumbles upon it was like some kind of structure. Looked like maybe somewhere where you'd go and worship.
Yeah, there's some place. I struggle to remember exactly what it was like.
And all he sees is one of the other quest knights there. He just sees the facade of the armor, and he's really excited, and he goes over, and it's a skeleton.
Yeah.
Long dead. I thought that it was pretty profound. That it seemed Percival was the youngest one, but he was still really set on this vision. And kind of the greatness and the glory of Arthur and the land, whereas seemingly everyone else had given up, died, or in Lancelot's case just became a vagrant. So I thought that there was some to keep going back to this metaphor for manhood. I feel like this was a profound look at what it means to kind of persevere.
What are the what is the what are the the Black Israelites or whatever that often preach on the streets? That's basically what Lancelot does.
You're talking about uncut gems.
No. Yeah, no, this was awesome.
Oh, me Israelites.
I forget what they're called. They have a name.
There's a Black Israelites Reddit. I don't know.
I forget. There's some name that they. I don't know if the.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
I know that there's like a Black Israelite group that often, because I've seen them in Seattle, and yeah, that's basically Lancelot. But yeah,
Ethiopian. I don't know.
Maybe.
I saw a really crazy recording of one of those guys recently, where an actual Jewish person was walking up to their stand. And
wait, a real live one? An actual real one?
He walks up and he goes, you guys aren't from Israel. And the Black Israelites on their little stage, he's like, how do you know that you're from Israel? I know that I'm from Israel. And guy's like, how do you know you're from Israel? And he's like, because I'm black. It's the logic they use is so funny, and you can't really argue with it because it doesn't they're just like, oh, I'm black, so I'm from Israel.
It makes sense.
It's really funny.
The logic makes sense. Dante, what were your thoughts on Percival's journey through hell?
Yeah. I mean, the number one thing that sticks out in my mind is the scene of the crow picking the eyeball out of the dead hanging soldier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gruesome. Just grim and gruesome. And it frankly looked like they took a helmet and just packed it full of raw ground beef and then stuck an eye.
I looked away, I think.
Yeah, I was
I can't do eye stuff.
It was too much.
Yeah.
But Percival, I thought Percival was just so. In my notes, I just wrote Percival is epic, and he's just an epic guy.
Well, I wanted to
He's
ask Travis because Travis said, "I'm going to name my son Percival," which is why I wanted to have him here for this discussion. But I think safe to say, I think everyone could agree Percival's epic. And what's awesome is he's sort of like a minor character before this that you don't really get much time with. But when it cuts to him being the main character, it just works.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you already know him and you're rooting for him.
Yeah, he carries the mantle very well.
I got to say,
we're all kind of in the Percival arc right now, wandering through the ruins of the Boomer Empire.
Yes. yeah. I think one of my questions at the end of the slides was what era are we in now in society? It does.
Oh darn.
No, but I mean we can talk about it, and it does really sort of feel like we're in the Percival era. I was thinking the most grim take would be that we're actually in Camelot right now, and
whoa, I don't like that one. I don't like that one.
You don't like that one. Might be true.
It probably will be true.
We still have internet and are at the round table.
Yeah, I have a pantry full of food.
Yeah,
that's gonna seem like Camelot in 20 years.
Oh,
pantry full of food, but no coffee. Interesting. Interesting.
What are you getting at, Dante? What do you think he's doing about the coffee?
Coffee. No, I was trying to do a Tucker Carlson. Taylor claims he loves coffee.
They claim they're God's chosen people, but
he doesn't have a working coffee machine. Interesting. How curious.
I was talking to Travis about Tucker. I don't know what his end game is. I think it might be firing an ICBM at China, but I can't really.
We are God's chosen people.
Are they really God's chosen people, though? Is that right? Is that true? Did you ever question that? They just told you.
Tucker's end game is very mysterious.
Dude, I wish I was the heir to a frozen food conglomerate.
Yeah, the dude's like a chicken nugget tycoon.
Yeah.
Trying to dismantle Israel.
Dude made his bread on dino nuggets, man.
Like, literally the biggest threat to Israel is a dino nugget tycoon. It's so absurd.
Truly an American businessman.
I don't know. I find him entertaining. He's like, is Donald Trump the Antichrist? He didn't put his hand on the Bible. So if he didn't believe in the Bible, why wouldn't he just put his hand on it? The only conclusion is that he believes in it, but rejects it.
Both Old and New Testament.
Why are my Dino Nugget shares down? Are the kids not eating Dino Nuggets anymore?
How come no one eats Hungry Man's anymore? Whatever happened to kids' cuisine?
Oh, don't talk about kids' cuisine.
Oh, that shit's gross. Tragic. I still do want a school lunch episode. I don't know, though. But yeah, we have this awesome shot that we were just on of Percival. Yeah, I will say it is very cathartic in a way, just the absolute wallowing in the horribleness of it all, because it does feel like society is in a pretty bad place in general now. And just seeing Percival go through it with the boys there's some camaraderie to be had there. Speaking of camaraderie, we have the fate of the quest knights. Now you have two options. Well, this life ends one of two ways, right? Hanged from a tree, or you become a mind-controlled zombie of Morgana. Some may have done both. And we have both. We have Mordred here, this little bastard. Pull up Ornstein and Smo from Dark Souls. This is actually like pretty inspired by this armor set, I think.
Ornstein and Smo?
Yeah, I know Ornstein. Yeah, I know. That's his real name. I'm not making that up.
Interesting.
Yeah, so go to images. So this is... these
fuckers.
Yeah, so this, I think Smo, the one on the left, is in particular inspired by the Mordred armor.
Yeah.
They're pretty, I don't know if you ever played Dark Souls, but these guys they're pretty fucking annoying. Dude has a the man eats big.
Oh, he eats too big.
But yeah, this was when the movie just went a lot darker than I thought. And
oh yeah.
Yeah, they're looking for the Grail, and it's basically a nightmare. Dante, what are your thoughts? Would you, and I'll also ask a follow-up, would you prefer to be a mind-controlled simp to Morgana, or one of the dead people in the trees?
Probably hanging with my buddies. I think because you know what? Maybe I'll get lucky, and one of their boot spurs will cut the noose loose around me neck. But yeah, to be a mindless zombie of a heartless wench.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, Taylor, what are your thoughts?
I got kind of pulled out of the world when this scene came up because this just looked a lot like how it's going to look when we go after Peter Thiel.
Do you think Mordred will be Baron Trump hunting people for sport? Or
Probably,
Elon's son, Zalat, whatever. X12.
Probably. They're going to have carte blanche to just...
Yeah, I mean, it's too real.
Yeah, it is very real. I would definitely prefer to be up there in the trees.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think this will be what it looks like in front of data centers not too long from now. I'll be in Thailand though, so chilling in my villa.
Amen.
Yeah. Like a G. I do feel bad for the wages that are going to have to be made an example of in front of a data center, but such is life. Yeah. Let's go on to the next slide. So we're jumping ahead a little bit, but basically
it's absolutely insane, and I loved it.
We get basically Percival tries to get the Grail and is hanged. He escapes. He actually meets Uriens, who I think was the one who knighted Arthur, and he tells him he has to go on. That was pretty epic. Mm-hmm. And then he meets Lancelot. Lancelot's preaching some crazy stats about the government. And then I forget when it happens. Is it when he drowns in the river or whatever, when he has this vision?
Yeah.
And Taylor, describe what we got here.
So he wakes in his vision and he's at the gates of Camelot, and he sees this blinding light at the top of the stairs. And I think this is when he has the vision that or when he has this realization that Arthur is the land, the king is the land is the king, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This was definitely, I felt, where the Christ-like symbolism really struck hard, I feel. Because you have Arthur coming down from this like blinding light. But
what's the Grail? The Grail is holy because Jesus drank from it, right?
Yeah.
So only like Arthur's fit to drink from it too, which goes into that. It is also awesome just to see Arthur in this like huge shining armor set, just mogging. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
Dante, any thoughts?
Yeah, I was getting a lot of Indiana Jones Last Crusade vibes.
Oh yeah, it's a similar.
Especially when Indiana is going through all the different trials to get to the final room. It was a very similar journey in a couple ways to what Percival went through to end up at this place. And I like that. I like that. I like it.
You like it?
I liked it a lot.
And he does eventually bring back the Grail to Arthur. And I think there's a touch where like only the wine or whatever's in it only appears when Arthur takes the Grail. And then he says,
wow.
and then he says, "I didn't know how empty I was until it was restored," or something, which was pretty great. Yeah. Let's go to the next slide.
Huzzah!
We get this epic scene where all the gamers log back into Roblox for one for one final romp, and they charge back in, and it looks like it's springtime. They're going to fight.
Blooming again.
Yeah, this is going to be us, and well, this is going to be the Wages driving to the data centers, but it'll be epic. I don't know. I don't have too much to say about this, but it was just one of those moments.
Yeah, it's not much for me either.
Let's go to the next slide. Yeah, this was a pretty awesome set. Guinevere is like a nun or something in a looks like a monastery. Arthur recovers Excalibur from him. I really liked Arthur's speech in this scene. He says he's like, "I could never be a man in life. I'm like a man of history. I could never just live." This was pretty awesome.
And she had Excalibur, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty great. That
it's pretty epic.
He had to come back to her in order to restore that part of himself.
I guess sort of like the Lady of the Lake, but
yeah,
like an actual lady. But yeah, let's keep going. So I think Arthur meets the vision of Merlin, and then Merlin he dispatches Morgana. He basically just like makes her he like hotboxes her or something.
I didn't really get a good read on what exactly happened to her, but
I think he like got her to say her spell or something, and I think she was like keeping herself young somehow.
Yeah.
She just turns into like a gremlin, and Mordred, I think, kills her.
Yeah. Chokes her out.
Dude, I don't know what Travis. I guess Travis went to bed. Whatever. We get to the end. The finale of Excalibur. Like Taylor said, very Kino. What more can I say? I thought this was one of the best parts of the movie. Lancelot comes back.
And just to add to, I don't know if this is completely accurate. I was reading this on some article online, but apparently from the myth, the battle with Mordred was inspired by some kind of clash between a Roman army and Arthur. That was like the original inspiration from the tale, the old tale.
Oh, interesting.
Which I thought was interesting. Yeah, like when they were invading the British Isle, like.
Oh yeah,
that was kind of where they pulled this tale from.
That did happen, yeah. Well, like the Romans did go to the British Isles, though. I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's great. You get Lancelot. He falls. I think it's my favorite scene when Percival throws back Excalibur. You get the awesome shot of the sword above the water, and Arthur telling him to throw away the sword was very powerful. Dante, what did you think of this sequence? or were you clotting during it?
No, I was not clotting, thankfully. Yeah, I think when Arthur pulls himself along the jousting pole that Mordred stabbed him with to then kill Mordred, it doesn't get any more epic than that.
Peak.
It was peak cinema. Peak
Absolute
Kino.
cinema.
Peak.
Yeah, honestly, I think, dare I say it, one of the best endings to a movie ever, maybe.
Probably the best.
It was just like such a nice cherry on top of a already delicious and very filling sundae. And I think it tasted even sweeter at the end because we saw exactly like what you said about Arthur. Like we saw how empty everything was, and knowing how empty it was, and getting one last juicy morsel of battle and victory. Was.
I forget the actor's name who plays Arthur, but I found his performance just the most like powerful here. He's just so fucking tired. Yeah. It's just like, step aside, Percival. I'm gonna kill this piece of shit and check out. It was awesome. Taylor, what did you think?
I thought it was absolute Kino. Ending that putrid bloodline and it was incredible.
Is that, are you talking about ethnic cleansing, Taylor? Is that what you're talking about? oh my God, Taylor.
Arthur's
I don't have I don't have a ton to add.
I did really like that Percival couldn't throw the sword away the first time, and he comes back and tries to pass it off like he did, and it shows that he still sort of has that like boyish wonder and hope. But Arthur tells him that you have to. Does make you think that sort of one day you do have to,
the sun was insane. Throughout this whole scene, it was insane.
I think my favorite moment in the movie of a movie of great moments is when he's looking at the water and the hand just comes out waiting for the sword, like it's the hand of fate itself, just sitting there waiting for you.
Yeah,
it was so awesome.
Yeah.
The end.
Good.
And then I don't have it here, but then Arthur is taken off to Avalon, where he still sleeps to this day. I had a few questions which we discussed. What era are we in now? I think we've been over this. Let's go to the next question.
The premise of us being in Camelot right now literally sends chills down my spine.
Yeah, that's unsettling.
I think it's true, though.
You might be right.
I don't think you've seen nothing yet, Never seen a crow picking out a Ouija's eye. You've never seen a day without air conditioning or heating. You've never seen an FPV drone.
The last day we were in Camelot was September 10th, 2001.
Probably true. Or maybe the day before COVID.
Yeah.
That does feel like a good delineating line for
Yeah. I guess it's more COVID for me, but 9/11, if you were older, probably felt like everything went insane, I'd imagine.
Us going to that New Year's Eve Strokes show was the final hoorah in Camelot before.
That was yeah. I don't think Dante was there, but yeah, that was a different world.
No, I was in boot camp.
Dude, but what's gonna be funny is like if we survive till we're like 60 or 70 and we're in like true post-nuclear hell, we're gonna be like, remember when the FPV drones were just gunning people down in the streets? That was Camelot.
Oh god.
All you had to do was make sure you had the EMP backpack on that gave you brain cancer.
You just needed the EMP mod on your own drone. It wasn't that hard.
Remember before they weaponized the Uber Eats robotic carts? That was Camelot.
I saw a lab in somewhere has come up with technology that you can electromagnetically turn a gene on. So like they could basically code into your genetics when you're born something that will like shut off your heart, and then hit you with a pulse of like electromagnetic I don't know, like a radio wave or something, and just like stop your heart, I think is the end game, or give you cancer.
Oh, Bobby.
Anyway, let's go on to the next slide.
Canceled his Amazon Prime subscription. Shut off his heart.
No more blood flow for him.
They might not go that far. They might just like be like, you know, like take out one of his kidneys for the week, and we'll see how he liked what he said about Amazon. What is our Excalibur?
It's a fascinating question.
Now, you can answer this at a level of us as podcasters and our friend group, or as society as a whole.
Well, our Excalibur is John Travolta.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I would say the Shed is our Camelot, but
yeah.
What is actually the Excalibur? I don't know.
Wow.
A lot of the answers that I'm coming up with for society's Excalibur just are really, really cringe.
Really artistic.
Yeah,
I don't really know if I have an answer, but it sort of feels like every time must have its own Excalibur, right? Like every.
Yeah, no, this is a profound question.
What's our holy thing of power?
I'm gonna be thinking about this for a week.
Yeah, wow.
Sorry, I don't know what's worse. The fact that I can't think of something, or the premise that we don't have one.
Yeah, I kind of think maybe we just don't. I don't know. Listeners, post in the comments, what's our Excalibur? Is it the Auto Blow 900? Is it Palantir's Foundry? I don't know.
Our Excalibur is Slay the Spire too.
Is it Claude 4.7? Well, I'll speak for Travis, who literally disconnected and went to bed. You know, Travis is a whimsical guy. He's a Boy Scout, so I'd imagine he really enjoyed Percival's boyish attitude and his determination, and the fact that he wasn't the chosen one. You know, yet he still saved the day at the end is pretty epic. Probably just going to say it's Kino for me. I don't know what others think.
I would absolutely say Kino.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even really need to think about it.
Yeah. Dante, what would you say? You would say K. We got him doing some gang signs. Travis actually said Excalibur, more like an example of Kino. So pretty good. All right.
You know.
Yeah.
I honestly, I want to watch it. I want to watch it again.